Hi, pre-K. We're back. This is a Friday lesson, so usually we would be doing show and tell, so perhaps we're going to be doing show and tell in our tomorrow Zoom, our Friday Zoom. So right now we decided for Shabbat, because sometimes in school we like to read a book, we decided to read a book. Look at our Shabbat party, we read a book. So let's pretend we have our Shabbat Abba and Ima, and our whole class is sitting around the table. Our whole grade is sitting around the table. Oh, I miss those days, don't you? Yeah. I miss our challah. I miss our yummy lunches. I miss our delicious snacks. And sometimes we would read a book. So we're just going to continue the reading the book part of it. So we picked a book that goes well with our class, goes well with our topic of the week. And our topic of the week was Israel. That was our topic of the week. Abby, did you ever read the Sammy the Spider books?
I've read one of them. It's like Sammy Spider went to school.
Yeah, they have those first day of school or Hanukkah or first Pesach. But right now, we're going to say Sammy the Spider's first trip to Israel. Now, there's one line in this book that the kids like to always repeat. So you'll see what's going to happen. Sammy the Spider's first trip to Israel. Now, everyone look at the cover. You see Sammy up here. What else do you see that if you can't read can be a hint of what the story's about? Abby, what do you see in the cover?
I see a camel.
Camel.
That's what they used because they didn't have any cars.
Yeah, but let's see. So she's going back to long, long ago when there were no cars. But right now, this summer when we went to Israel, or actually 2 years ago when we went to Israel, who went on a camel ride in Israel?
I did. I went with my dad.
Yeah, so the camel is very prevalent in Israel. People go on camel rides. They have a lot of tents that offer you camel rides. So camels are still in Israel, not only long ago. What's a fun fact?
When the camel has to sit down, you have to lean back so you don't fall. Then when he has to sit down, you have to move forward, so everywhere.
Pre-K, she's not lying. I just want to tell you, sitting on a camel is super scary. If you like fun rides, it's a fun ride. First, you sit on the camel and you're sitting on a saddle on top of its hump, so already you're so high up. Then, when the camel wants to get up, this is him, right? First, it gets up like this.
So you have to go like this.
And then it gets up like this.
And then you have to go like
this. And then it straightens up. So it goes like this. Yeah. And then when it wants to sit down, it's even worse.
It goes.
So all of a sudden, it goes back legs down, front legs down. It's so fun.
I got so scared.
So we convinced Abby that it's so easy, and then she's like, "Mommy!" But then when she went on it, she saw it's so much fun, and it's super duper.
It was so
safe.
weird. When it goes like this.
Yeah, but it's super duper safe. Don't let her trick you that it's scary. It's super duper safe.
That wasn't scary. It's actually really fun.
Okay, now what else do you see? What else do you see in this picture, Abby?
I see a tree.
A tree, but a special tree. What do you think is on these trees?
It looks like grapes.
So it looks like that, right? It's either almond or olive. Israel has a lot of very special trees. So hopefully we'll find out more about it in the book. So it's called Sammy Spider's First Trip to Israel.
Oh, and guys, look, these are all the books of Sammy Spider.
Yeah, Sammy Spider's books. Let's see what happens. This book is more of a five senses book. So as you're reading the book, we're going to see that Sammy the Spider is going to use his sense of sight, eyes, seeing, his sense of smell, nose, smelling, his sense of taste, mouth, tasting, his sense of ears, hearing, and last but not least, her feeling, your hands, a sense of feeling, yeah. So we have the five senses: see, smell, touch, hear, and taste. Can't wait.
I like this book already.
A curious Sammy peered down from his web as Josh Shapiro closed his suitcase. "Mommy," asked Sammy, "what is Josh doing?" "He's packing for his family trip to Israel," answered Mrs. Spider. "Will we go too, Mommy?" asked Sammy. Silly little Sammy. Spiders don't fly to Israel. Spiders, say it pre-K, spin webs. So spiders don't fly to Israel. Spiders spin webs.
That's basically the one.
That's the
That's
song.
what brings in the story.
Yeah, and that's what my kids love. So everyone repeat when we get to that part. Sammy wasn't listening. He watched Mr. Shapiro give Josh a toy airplane. Thanks, exclaimed Josh. Is this a model of the El Al airplane that is flying us to Israel? Pre-K. I don't know who went to Israel, so think about it. Have you ever been to Israel? And if you have, how have you traveled there? Did you walk to Israel?
No.
Did you drive to Israel?
No.
Did you bike to Israel?
Nope.
Did you take a ship to Israel?
No.
Only way to get to Israel is with the
Airplane.
And usually it's with El Al. Us not so often because we like to fly
We
like
like to go on
United
every-
and like every flight possible. We're so lucky. But but usually it's El Al, and that's what Sam and Josh is saying. Is this the model of the airplane, El Al airplane that is flying us to Israel? Yes, nodded Mr. Shapiro. Now get your suitcase, Josh. We're leaving for the airport.
Aww.
Wow, I'm so excited
Sammy's
for him.
gonna be mad.
Let's see.
Sammy the spider.
She doesn't know Sammy. Let's see what happens.
He's gonna come, I know.
Let's see. Sammy lowered himself on a strand of webbing to get a closer look at the little airplane. He had just crawled inside the window above the wing when Josh picked up the airplane and dashed to the taxi. Oh no, cried Mrs. Spider as Josh ran out the door carrying the plane with Sammy in it. She was not sure what to do. Keeping Sammy from exploring was hopeless, as keeping the sun from rising each morning. He loved to explore, and she knew he wouldn't be traveling alone. He would be with Josh. Look at the picture. See, they went away, and there's Sammy inside the airplane. Let's see what happens. From inside the little airplane, Sammy watched the big plane take off and fly above the clouds into the blue sky. He felt scared, but he couldn't help feeling a little bit excited too. Hours and hours later, the plane landed at Ben Gurion Airport. A taxi took the Shapiros to their Tel Aviv hotel. Pre-K, raise your hand if anyone's ever been to Tel Aviv. Yes, it's a beautiful city in Israel. It's not where the Kotel is. That's Yerushalayim. So they landed in Ben Gurion Airport. That's the airplane that everyone lands in when you get to Israel. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And you know what? It's so cool about it. When you get to Ben Gurion Airport, there's this huge mezuzah. And everyone likes to take a picture next to that mezuzah because it's so special. It's Israel. Oh, love Israel. So they got into the taxi, out of the taxi, and the taxi driver said, Shalom. Shalom, replied Josh and Mr. Shapiro.
Oh, look,
That's
guys,
the Hebrew word.
airplane.
That's the Hebrew word for hello, said Josh.
Guys, look, there's an airplane right there, and Sam. I don't see Sammy, but I'm sure he's in there.
Yeah, that's right. You see the little clue? There's this airplane.
Josh and Sam.
So let's see what happens.
I really.
After they unpacked, the Shapiros decided to walk along the beach. Josh put on his swimsuit and grabbed the little plane. Shalom, said the lifeguard. Shalom, replied Josh. It's very special when you go to a different country when they speak your language. Yeah. And guess what? Israel is our country and they speak Hebrew, and we know Hebrew, so it's so special. Now, look at this lifeguard. I have a funny story about this lifeguard. Lifeguards in Tel Aviv are very funny. They comment on everything in Hebrew. So they'll say, hey, girl in the ocean, be careful. Hey, woman over there, be careful. Hey, man over there, be careful. And it's really funny. So if you go to Tel Aviv, tell mommy and daddy. The lifeguards, mommy and daddy in Tel Aviv are super funny. Okay?
They say, woman over there.
And they say, girl with the cuckoo. That means ponytail. Yalda with the cuckoo. It's really funny. So Sammy smelled fresh sea air. Everyone use your sense of smell. Ready?
Oh, I already smell it.
Mingling with the aromas of the sidewalk cafes and fruit stands. Israel has the most amazing food
Smell.
and fruit and fruit. I wish my mother were
Soup.
here to enjoy the smells of Israel, said Sammy. Who does he miss? His mom. Let's see.
Oh, so where would he
That
go?
evening, the family strolled along Dizengoff Street. Ah, Dizengoff is so cool. Josh had the little plane tucked under his arm. Shalom, said the sidewalk musician who
Shalom,
was
said
playing Israeli music on his
Wow.
guitar. Yes, pre-K, that's what we're using. Now we're using our sense of hearing. Open your ears, everyone. Let's see if you can hear the guitarist and the flute. Oh, the beautiful
Guys,
Israeli music.
I know.
We love, one second, we love Israeli music because we listen to it in the playroom all the time. What did you want to say, Abby?
I know my mom said this, but it's very cool having people know your language. You can fully speak.
Sammy loved the sounds of the busy street. People speaking Hebrews, car horns honking, and tourists bargaining with the shopkeepers. I wish my mother could hear the sounds of Israel. There's a lot of noise, like every big city. Oh, so we heard the hearing now. Let's see what's next. Look at this page. The next morning, the Shapiros boarded a bus for Jerusalem. Yerushalayim. Shalom, said the bus driver. The bus stopped for lunch at a kibbutz. Many families live here together and farm the land. Mr. Shapiro told Josh as they gathered in the dining hall.
Guys,
The
Sam-
Shapiros ate falafel, hummus with pita, olives, and pickles. And for dessert, they ate halva. Halva is a very old-fashioned food, but some people love it. Sammy was hungry too. When everyone finished eating, he darted out of the little plane and sampled leftovers that had dropped to the floor. Show them where he is.
right there. And look, there's all the cucumbers, the eggs,
The tomato, the oranges, the almonds, the
I see almonds.
pickles, the lemons. Wow. I'm not sure. Let's see what it says here. Oh, let's see. Ready? Sammy was hungry too. When everyone finished eating, he darted out of the little plane and sampled leftovers that had dropped on the floor. The pickles tasted sour.
Oh.
The olives tasted salty. And the hummus and falafel were spicy. But best of all was the sweet halva. It was sweet and tasty. Back inside the plane, Sammy thought, I wish my mother was here to taste all the flavors of Israel. So that's our sense of, show them, Abby, sense of taste. Yeah, mouth taste.
Eat.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm liking this book so far.
Yeah, me too. After lunch, Josh picked up his little plane and headed for the kibbutz farm. A cow grazed with her calf, and a hen clucked to her chicks, reminding Sammy how much she missed his mom. Silly little Sammy, he could hear her say, have fun. I'll see you soon.
Aww.
I don't think I can read this book anymore. It's making me really, really sad.
Aww.
You know, Abby, whenever I tell my kids I can't read the book, you know what they say?
I was in the class when he said that. Kids, I can't read the book. What should I do?
And what do they say? Mora, don't worry. At the end, it gets better.
Yeah.
That's what my class always
I
says.
remember.
And I think pre-K1 also. They always say, don't worry, Mora. At the end, it gets better.
I
Or
heard
Noah
that.
likes to say, it gets good at the end. Let's see. When the group reboarded the bus, the kibbutz family waved goodbye and shouted, Shalom!
Shalom.
Shalom also means goodbye, Mr. Shapiro told Josh. So shalom is hello and goodbye. Look at this picture. Wow.
Guys,
So beautiful.
if you guys don't know us already, we love Hebrew music.
We do love Hebrew music. The bus climbed the hilly road to Jerusalem. As they rounded a curve, the afternoon sun glistened off the stone building. Oh, it's so beautiful, the afternoon sun. We're here, announced the bus driver. Wow, it looks like a golden city, Sammy exclaimed to himself. I only wish my mother could see Israel too, because
Aw.
it's so beautiful. It really is so beautiful.
Should have brought our mom.
Should have brought
But
his
our
mom
mom
with him.
didn't want to come.
The bus reached the old city. The Shapiros got off and walked the narrow alleyways to the Jewish quarter. The western wall, which is the Kotel, is all that was left of the holy Beit HaMikdash in Jerusalem, the guide explained. The Kotel is the last wall of the Beit HaMikdash. It's true.
Very cool.
Shalom, said the young soldier, Chayal, at the checkpoint. Shalom, replied Josh. Josh and his father walked towards the wall. Sammy saw people praying. Others were tucking little notes between the huge stones. They have written special prayers, Mr. Shapiro told Josh, and wishes. Sammy crawled out of the little plane onto the wall. The huge stones felt hard and rugged. Yet in the cracks between them, Sammy noticed there were little plants growing, little green grass growing.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the hotel.
Yeah.
It was like
It's also, when you look, you'll see there are birds hiding in the wall or hiding around. It's
so
really beautiful.
cute.
It's just like the land of Israel, thought Sammy. Hard and rugged, yet a special home to all the Jews. I wish my mother was here to touch and feel the walls of Israel. He wanted to tuck his own prayer in the wall, but he knew what his mother would say. Silly little Sammy. Spiders don't write prayers. Spiders spin
webs.
Spiders spin webs. And that's exactly what he did. Look what he did. You see the web? He made a web next to the hotel.
Oh, I thought that was...
Yeah, that was smart, Sammy.
Oh, Sammy's so cute.
Oh, these days passed quickly. The Shapiros traveled all over Israel, and Sammy went along, snug and safe in Josh's little plane. They rode camels in the Negev desert, and Sammy felt the soft fur, wool of the animals. They snorkeled off the beaches of Aloud,
to go snorkeling.
and Sammy saw all the colorful fishes.
Look at all these fishes.
Yeah. Oh, it has beautiful fishes in
Oh my
Aloud.
God.
We did.
We were...
They stopped at a date farm in Galilee, and Sammy tasted the sweet dates. They floated in the Dead Sea. That's where it's very, very salty water.
Salt
that
water.
It really
Ugh.
burns a lot, but it's very healthy for your skin. And Sammy smelled the salty
Look, Sammy's
air.
right there.
Look, he's floating. Look.
Sammy's literally on Josh.
Sammy's on
doesn't
Josh.
realize.
Josh is the best.
Just doesn't realize.
On Shabbat, they went to a shul, a kanisa, a synagogue, where Sammy heard everyone wish each other Shabbat Shalom.
Hey.
Shalom means peace, Mrs. Shapiro told Josh.
Look.
May we always have a peaceful Shabbat. Finally, it was time to go back home, fly back home. Sammy was so eager to see his mother and share his adventures. Look, here they're kissing the Torah on Shabbat.
Guys, look, here's
and
the
here
airplane.
they're going back on the flight.
Feel bad for Sammy.
When the Shapiros arrived at the house, Josh ran inside and to put the little airplane on the couch. Sammy crawled out and shouted, "Mother, I'm home!" Mrs. Spider scrambled down to embrace him. "I'm so glad you're back. I missed you so much, Josh," she said. "I missed you too," replied Sammy. "I wish you had been with me to smell the sea air of Tel Aviv, to hear the music of Israel, to taste the delicious falafels, to see the golden city of Jerusalem, and to touch the Kotel."
Aw, he had a whole trip without his mom.
Yeah. And I have a new word to teach you. Shalom is a special Hebrew word which means hello, goodbye, and peace. Sammy rubbed his eyes and yawned. Mrs. Spider gently carried sleepy Sammy back to their web. As she tucked him in, she whispered softly,
No, I'm yawning.
"Shalom, little Sammy. Hello. Welcome back and sleep peacefully. Bye." What do you guys think? It did end good. You guys were right. It ended very nicely. So here's our first Sammy the Spider's trip to Israel.
There's more.
No, there's a lot of other books, but we only have this one. Did we like it? Tell me, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumb in the middle? Thumb in the middle.
Thumb up, thumb up.
I give 2 thumbs up also, but I could see a few of the kids in the class put 2 thumbs like this, which means both good and bad. but I give it 2 thumbs up. I love the story. I love Israel. Happy birthday to Israel.
And guys, he also learned Sammy learned a
word.
word that
Yeah.
has 3 meanings.
Yes. So we had a great time reading this. Have a great night. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Have a great Shabbat, and we'll see you next week. See you on Zoom tomorrow, and see you next week on Zooms. We miss you all so much. Shabbat Shalom.